Hello, everyone. This is our interview of what we're reading. And today we are with Luis Wall from the University of Quilmes. Hello, Luis.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us today. So Luis is going to tell us about his new publication entitled Changes of Paradigms in Agricultural Soil Microbiology and New Challenges in Microbial Ecology that you just published in Acta Ecologica. So, Luis, what can you tell us about your paper?
Well, the paper is the result of an invitation after I give a talk in an ecological meeting. And I found a very nice opportunity to present my thoughts about the problem in agriculture. Agriculture is basically a system that use the soil in physical and chemical terms. Soil biology is out of the model of agriculture. And soil microbiology in the last years entered the model in terms of inoculants, some microbes that improve plant growth, but not more than that. And in Argentina, the surface of agricultural land is 20 million hectares. It's a huge surface, a huge piece of land in the planet, I mean. And since almost 25 years ago, in Argentina was adopted the no-till system. The no-till system is a way of cultivating land without tillaging the soil. In that way, the soil structure is preserved, but the system nowadays is based on chemical inputs. And farmers nowadays are warning about the environmental impact of the activity. And in the last years, you know that microbiology has changed a lot with the new knowledge about microbiomes, plant microbiomes, soil microbiomes, etc. And the result is that of this knowledge is that now there is a completely new situation with the agriculture itself, because the plant is growing as always in the same soil, but now we know there are a lot of things that is going on in that soil. What I try to do in this paper is to explain the importance of changing mind in terms of what to think, what to take care about the soil biology to be part of agriculture. And it is connected very close to the sustainability of the agriculture process. I have a big experience working with farmers, not at the lab. I mean, I went out of the lab and started to work in field directly, in productive fields. And out there, I found that doing very intensive agriculture is possible to join with the development of a huge soil biology diversity. So my experience shows that you can put together productivity and ecosystem services. And that is a new idea. That is news in soil biology, is news in agriculture. And that was the goal of the paper, to tell about my experience and my thoughts about that.
Okay, thank you. So in the paper, you talk a lot about how to improve bacterial diversity in the soil by using different practices. But do you think that you can also do this with mycorrhizal fungi? And what do you think this practice could be?
I think the mycorrhizal participation in agriculture is definitely crucial. I mean, it's a central point. what happened is that we don't have a lot of data about mycorrhizal in productive fields. I mean, there is something that scientists should go out there and analyze mycorrhiza in agriculture fields, especially in no-till, because in that way, we know that in no-till agriculture, there is an enhancement of mycorrhizal presence in terms of spores. But definitely, you know better than me than the mycorrhizal connected plants. So the use of crop rotation, cover crops, well, this plant diversity definitely is connected through mycorrhiza, via mycorrhiza. So I think that mycorrhiza is an important part of the system. It's simply we don't know. So there is a lot of job to do, and that is your part.
Okay. So now you said that you left the laboratory and you go in the field and talk with the farmer and try to like change agricultural practice. So my question would be like, how do you try to convince these farmers that they have to change their practices? Especially when, well, you said that you can deal with like productivity, but I guess that some of the practices, especially when the farmers have to try to change their system, like the first years, maybe the productivity would go lower a little bit. So how do you convince them that they should like follow your advices, for example?
That is really a big challenge. But what I found is that when you teach, I mean, when you explain the farmers about the meaning of soil biology in terms of well, the system function, and they are discovering something that it was not in their model of productivity of production, and at the same time we have some experiences where they have improved crop yield related to improvement in soil diversity, soil biological diversity. So I think it's not very difficult. The most important thing is to divulgate this knowledge. I mean, it's something that the idea of these videos, I mean, scientists should go out of the lab. I was inside my lab very comfortable for many years, but now I find joy out there. Probably it's what I need to do now. I mean, to explain people. And I think also that the general consciousness about the problem of environment and the impact of chemicals is something that is not only concern of scientists, farmers, it's for general people. And that new ideas, new thoughts about the environment also put a pressure on farmers. And so soil biology is coming to help farmers to play their job more environmentally friendly. I think it's not very difficult, although it's a fight with business, of course. Business sometimes put the goal very close. So the question is to have a more long point of view.
Thank you very much, Luis, for your time and for reminding us about the importance of teaching and educating people, which I think we are all sensitive to. We'll be back soon with more interviews for the South American Mycorrhizal Research Network.